So guys, it's time for another Team of the Season review, and this time we've got Tots Viera, a very pacey looking centre mid. Now I say centre mid as that's how he actually comes out of packs, however we're going to be using him at cam, although I will quickly point out that his original card in Ultimate Team is actually a left mid, but I'm definitely not complaining because a central player with +8 to pace is always nice to have. As you can see, he's got a pretty impressive record on his card. In 6 games for me, he scored 7 times and got 2 assists. Now I know it says there's 8 games played, but 2 people cut in the first 5 minutes at 0-0. So yeah, thanks for that guys. So let's move on to his in-game stats. Physically, as you can imagine, there are no complaints. You look at these stats, they all look very freaking good. He does have 72 strength, which to be honest, isn't actually that bad for a small pacey midfielder, and he does battle pretty damn well. Skill stat wise, it's more of the same, a lot of very nice green stats. 93 dribbling, as you can imagine, is great. His 85 finishing for a midfielder is obviously very useful, especially if you have a similar playstyle to me. Now what I mean by that is, I like to use my cams to run at defences and take off a lot of shots, so this guy, to be honest, he was ideal for me, and yes, if you wanted to, I do feel that you could use him at striker. I think he'd do a decent job there. However, he definitely suits the cam or centre forward role more. So how was he in game? Well, first of all, I'd just describe him as fun. He's just a nice little player to use, and he's got a pretty good utility value as well. I have to say, I wasn't playing great when I was recording. I just kept conceding for whatever reason, and I was actually relying on goals to win games, so I was essentially just trying to outscore my opponents. Luckily, I had Viera in my side to do exactly that. So pace-wise, Viera, as you can imagine, in-game feels quick, and on the counter that was incredibly useful. He essentially was a third striker at times. On the ball, he felt smooth, great ball control, really good dribbling, and he can manoeuvre in and out of trouble really well. When it comes to shooting, he finishes well, creates chances for himself and others, and also, he wasn't too bad at set pieces either. Passing wise, I don't really have any complaints, although I will say it wasn't amazing. Despite the stats, I wasn't overly impressed with his passing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as the stats suggest, but also, at the same time, it wasn't an issue for me. Positionally, I was impressed. He made himself available regularly and also made a lot of great runs. To be honest, the only issues I had with this card was I didn't really like his shot power. I thought his shots were pretty weak at times, and sometimes that messed up some chances. But other than that, he is a very good cam and perfect for my playstyle. So in summary, I'm obviously going to give him a pretty good rating. However, I do want to point out that that's due to my playstyle. Like I've said numerous times, I like to run with my attacking midfielder a lot. I don't really use them to distribute as much as others. I use my centre mid for that. I know that sounds odd, but that's just how I play. So bear that in mind if you're thinking about picking this guy up. However, if you're thinking about picking him up to playing in a different role, I think he'd be really good at centre forward. I think he'd do a decent job at striker, although there probably are better options out there. But yeah, you can play him all over, which obviously is a huge benefit. Would I advise him at centre mid? I don't think he'd do a bad job there. Defensively, he's not great, but he's got a good bit of physicality about him. But I think cam centre forward is definitely where you should be playing him. So, is he worth picking up and trying out? I think yes, and I think you should pick him up and try him in a bunch of different positions to see how he is for you, because as I said, I do think he's got a good utility value. Anyway guys, that is my review on Team of the Season Viera. If you have enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like on it, comment below who I should review next. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.